Hello. Mm-hmm. You can be a bit flighty at times, yes. Told you it sticks in you.
Hi again. So, how are things going?
I wanted to talk about the church again.
Yes? What's the deal?
Good news, I managed to convince Suna. She's okay with you guys moving in, but on one condition. She needs your speakers for her project.
We are grateful, Copman. You're a true ally and the augury of a new era of Anodic dance music.
You're gonna have to share space for a couple of weeks until she gets her research finished.
That's fine. We can manage. And what about the side business? Have you made up your mind?
You mean the drug lab? Yeah, that's not going to happen. It's illegal, you see.
Oh man, really? You're a complete ballbuster. Fine, we can make do. It's going to take us a bit to move our stuff inside. A couple of hours maybe. Come check back later. Let's get moving.
No drug labs. We're doing non-drug cop this time. And the tent explodes. Did that tent just fucking vanish? Yes, Kim, it did. Okay, so now that that's done, what do I have to do in the meantime that's gonna... Yeah, that's what I'm looking at, because I don't know how to trigger that quest next. I mean, yeah, part of what we got to do is ask around the village about Ruby. Can I fucking fast travel yet? Like, I should be able to, right? Oh, thank God I can. That's so much easier. Holy shit.
There. Do you smell that?
Smell what?
Can you not detect that inimitable whiff of dissatisfaction and restlessness? That sense that the world is in need of dramatic, even violent, reordering?
Close your eyes and take a deep breath.
Can you smell it now? You inhale. The cilia along your olfactory epithelium tingle with excitement as they sift through the swirling morass of industrial odors.
For me, it's just peppermint, but okay.
First come the smells of the agitated strikebreakers. Layers of body oil and sweat. Over-buttered meals pulled from bake-like lunch pails. The biting stench of lye soap. And then there's the slowly oxidizing metal gates. The scent of stale grease emanating from every crack.
Everything in order, detective?
So there's a bunch, as usual, there's a series of wild options, and then there's the just taking the afternoon air, like a normal detective. I'm working on developing my political consciousness.
You're developing your... You know what? I'll just leave you to it. Carry on, detective.
It is a mark of the lieutenant's respect for you that he does not press you on this decidedly extracurricular errand. The lieutenant lacks your highly developed politico-olfactory cortex. The reek of communism is undeniable, and it's coming from that railing right there.
You mean from Manana?
Yes, now's your chance to establish contact.
Hola, Wandering Man. How can I help you?
Attempt to establish contact. Listen, brother, there's something important I need to talk to you about.
What's that, Boya?
Now's your chance. Remember, communists are notoriously skittish, so it's best to insinuate your way in.
I really want to do number 2. It involves our mutual friend, Cross. Put your hands next to your head and curl your fingers like deer antlers.
Don't think I've ever met a Kras personally. Then again, I've never been to Krat.
I'm looking for some people who know how to really grind a sausage, if you know what I mean.
Have you tried a butcher shop?
Okay, maybe it's time to abandon the subtle approach.
What I'm trying to say is I'm looking for communists. Do you know any?
Ah, now I see. Can't say I'm surprised. You seem to take your communism seriously. Not a bad thing, mind you. It's good for a man to take time to think about the whole socio-political world picture.
Oh, he certainly likes to take his time with things, especially when politics are at issue.
So you've given up copying and now you're hunting comunistas. Care to say why?
I'm not hunting communists, I'm trying to get organized by them.
Oh, I see.
Wink.
I wish I could help. Unfortunately, I don't know many comunistas.
Are you sure you smell just like a communist?
Didn't realize you could smell communism. But then, I've never studied the subject.
Maybe it's not taught in any of your so-called universities, but there's definitely something going on here.
Ah, but you know, I did meet a genuine ideologo a few months ago. Perhaps he is your guy.
How did you meet him?
It was late one night as I was leaving the arbor. He was waiting on the corner in a bright white jacket. Classic Saramirizian style. He asked me for a light. We shared cigarettes. Then he asked me if I ever thought about getting into some of the extra physical branches of communism.
What does that mean, the extra physical branches of communism?
No idea. I took it to mean he was asking me to join some sort of underground cell. A very old school organizing technique. The sort of thing comunistas used to do before the revolution.
An extremely cool way to establish contact. Wish I'd thought of that.
It was alright. A little like something out of a Vespertine spy novel, but I must respect the effort.
Yeah, how do I find this guy?
I couldn't tell you. Once I declined his offer, we finished our cigarettes and he disappeared back into the night. Just before he melted into the shadows, he turned to me and said, "Remember Dobrava and Abadanais." And then he was gone.
Who are Dobrava and Abadanais?
I don't know. Guess not everyone remembers.
What do you think it means?
Been wondering about that myself. Some comunista inside talk could be. Not meant for the wider public. They love that kind of thing. You'd have to ask someone who knows the ideologo personally. I have to say, though, it sounds like you found yourselves a proper hunt.
The man whispers a jaunty tune. A coastal breeze ruffles his hair.
We're on the hunt. God, he has so much trouble with these stairs sometimes.
This coin-operated viewer is facing south. The instruction manual says to insert 25 centimes and pull the handle while looking inside. Then use the focus knob to zoom in if necessary.
Alright.
Your money disappears into the coin slot. A clunk. The ring of metal.
Pull the handle and look inside.
The curtains on the display open. You lean in to catch the view. It's blurry. Different blues and greens. In the middle of the shimmer stands a drab grey shape, like a ghost.
Turn the knob to focus your
The
vision.
lenses shift. The ghost sharpens into an islet in the bay. In the ruins, a man-made structure is visible. A half-sunken sea fort. Its concrete almost reconquered by nature. It looks as if it was abandoned quite some time ago. Nothing but a rotten tooth remains of the anti-aircraft tower. A lonely birch tree grows out of it.
Huh.
Its leaves ripped from it by the winter wind.
Could the shot have come from there? Then entered the window upstairs in the Whirling in Rags?
Can you tell? From this distance? I don't think it's possible.
It's not. The details are blurry. There's water vapor in the way and waves cut into the islet.
Hang in there, little
The
one.
little brave birch tree seems to wave back in the wind.
There are ruins of some kind of building there.
Really? I don't have the eyesight to make it out.
Okay, so there's an old sea fort out there. That's military. That might have old guns there. Might be worth trying to get out there if I can.
There it is again. There's a spectral scent haunting this pair, no doubt. And it smells like sea brine mostly, because it's a pair. Years of turmoil, of hopes and dreams, ground beneath the inexorable tides of capital.
I can kind of smell dreams being ground down by capital.
Without a doubt. Your politico-olfactory cortex doesn't deceive you. The smell is coming from that balcony over there.
You mean from Cindy?
The Tenemo, a precocious communist youth, a symbol of a kinder, more hopeful future. Now's your chance to establish contact with your revolutionary brothers and sisters. A chance to establish contact with the future. What a beautiful, terrible thought.
I may have looked up how to start this quest because I couldn't figure it out on my own. And this is new. This is new stuff. So they added for the Final Cut version they brought out some new political vision quests you can go on. So this is the Communist Vision quest we're on, I believe. I don't know. Why would she do that? There's no indication she even met him. Cool. Great. I'm gonna have to work. That seems like a compelling reason to go with that theory. Reasons.
Hello again, officers. Have you come to admire my mural?
Piss and fuck the world send their best.
I don't believe it. I've never known those boys to have manners.
The bemusement in her voice doesn't fully mask genuine tenderness.
They seem to hold you in high esteem.
They'll never be skulls, but their hearts are in the right place.
Oh, you mean Joyce? When you say boat... See, I was thinking of the boat lady from the fishing village. Skulls are cool. Can I be a skull?
Fat chance. But you can still do your part to revitalize the neighborhood.
Okay then, how's that?
She throws you a conspiratorial glance, then presses her finger to her lips and squints up at the sky, as though straining to hear something.
I don't know, we can go talk to her.
Have you noticed the quiet? Every so often, you might hear a gunshot pierce the air somewhere in Jamrock. But in Martinez, no gunshots, no sirens. The people are languishing in boredom and complacency. This place is a sepulchre. We'll paint it red. We bring the raucous. You bring the sirens.
Hey sister, let's talk politics for a minute.
And what do you know about politics?
I'm looking for comrades to help me fire up the great Mazovian sausage grinder. Will you help? The girl erupts in a cackle that seems like it should belong to a much older woman.
Oh, that's very nice. The little piggy wants to make sausages. Out of what? His little piggy friends?
No, out of the bourgeoisie.
So the little piggy is a big bad communist now. Sure, I know someone who'd love to talk the ideological stuff. You're looking for Steban.
Who's Steban?
A right communist who runs a mega cool and very secret meeting.
Does this Steban happen to have a jacket like this? Show her the white jacket.
He might.
Will you help me find him?
No.
Is it money you want? Here, take some. I've got plenty.
Keep your money. What I want from you's better than gold.
Don't look so deflated. Whatever she asks, you keep your chin up.
What's that?
A wicked grin extends across her face. A laughing skull. Death hilarious. This is gonna be bad.
Oink for me, piggy. Just once.
Come on, this is no way to treat your revolutionary brother.
Wrong! This is exactly how I treat my little brother.
Okay.
There, that wasn't so bad, was it?
The lieutenant, needless to say, is not impressed.
Sounds like you're really serious about meeting Steban. It's touching, sort of. Steban's group meets only at night, in an old room in these apartments here. It just so happens you're in luck. Their weekly meeting is tonight. Poke your snout around sometime after 10 p.m. and you might just find them.
Why do I feel like there's a catch?
Oh, smart pig. Because there is. See, Steban's a bit on the paranoid side. He's got all these mega secret passphrases to keep out infiltrators and the like. You can't join the meeting without one.
Not to interfere in your personal errand, but I wonder whether it might have something to do with that phrase Mañana mentioned overhearing.
Good thinking, Kim.
The lieutenant nods.
Guess this is what happens when two pigs put their heads together. That's enough. Off with you then.
Catch you later, Cindy. Woo! We're gonna do a big communism. Woo! Alright, let's go talk to Joyce. Yeah, when you see, the thing is, when you say boat, I don't think yacht or like... I thought like the substantially smaller. That's what they say. Well, that's what the righties say. I don't know that that's true. I don't think there's a political... I don't think there's supposed to be a political test for leadership in that country. Oh, she gone. Went to the village on the coast, officer. See you there. Joyce, says the note on the post. Well, I need to go back down there anyway, so... Oh, I've almost got another level up. Well, yeah, she's a fisher. That's what fish people do. Apparently there's a Ferris wheel, but I can't get that far up the boardwalk, so... My ability to ascend here stops here, so... Like, I can't exactly get to it. Apparently there's a Ferris wheel. Point operator viewer has been banged up. Enough of it. Drifted into the wood, barely visible. Remember that the rest is lost to time. Fucking fast travel from here? Oh good, I can. Weird.
I'll just keep the Corda Lacey in the channel, if that's okay. It's too shallow near the pier. Hi, ma'am. And it's a jetty, by the way. Of course. Jetty. I prefer a good jetty to a pier any day. Jetty?
Something about the way she says it makes you want to sing.
Hello, ma'am. No drama.
Hello, detectives.
No.
It's good to see you here. I only just arrived myself.
What brings you here, madame?
Nothing, really. I've had my eye on this jetty for weeks now, so I decided to investigate it personally. This cluster of buildings isn't on any of the official maps, as far as I can tell.
That. And she's also keeping an eye on you.
Have you been spying on us?
Spying has such a negative connotation. I did track your progress along the coast, however, and decided I would be better able to assist you from here. Then there's the matter of that little scamp in old lady clothes. She threatened to paint the Corda Lacey red. Like blood, you see. Well, I like it the way it is. White.
So how do you like it here?
How do I like it?
She casts her gaze towards the village, slush melting on the cinder blocks, construction work left half finished 10 years ago.
Water drips down eaves of Eternite. The jetty below her feet creaks to the tune. The smell of salt and dog shit in the background.
It's pornographically poor. The street has no name, all the men are dead or missing. And is that the carcass of a motor carriage over there?
Don't worry about
I'm
it.
surprised that woman hasn't put me to the sword yet. Maybe she will. You should ask your questions while you can.
Dark eyes survey the coast leading up to Martinez. Dull grey metal rests in her scabbard. A sword. The wind is too loud for her to hear.
That's who I thought you were talking about.
Fortunately for you, madame, the RCM is on the scene.
All right. Politics time. Let's react.
You're right to be scared. This is all your fault.
Maybe.
There's my fucking left-leaning dialogue option experience bonus level up, yo.
Have I told you how they discovered this place?
This fishing village?
No. They're in Celindian, Isola.
No, you haven't told me how they found it.
Well, your condition has left you no worse off than most of these people. The literacy rate is around 45% west of the river. 50 years of occupation have left these people in an oblivion of poverty.
Oblivion. That's so me.
I knew you would sympathize. Most Revacholians will never know what this place means. Our home. This island of matter. Or why they were ferried over in the first place. Remind me to tell you one day. For now, how can I assist you in this new location?
Tell me now, we have time.
Do we?
He glances at his watch. Doesn't look like he does.
I hear you have singled out a suspect and are in pursuit. This is cause for cautious optimism. I would not want to delay you.
This story, she will tell it only before she leaves Martinez, at the very end of her stay.
Maybe there is something else I can assist you with, while you're hot in pursuit?
Actually, everything that we've talked about, there's no new dialogue options for you, but I did get a point. Might as well fill the thought cabinet to the brim. What do I want to put in there? What do I want to put in as my last thought? It's already done. No, I don't. How it works is, I have a free spot, I can fill it with a thought. The thought, once complete, will give me bonuses. If I want to delete a thought, I can, and then put another thought in for free. Then I can use a skill point to delete one of my other thoughts and use the unlocked slot to put it in. Yes. I really want anti-object task force. But there's so many other ones that might be good. Like maybe we get the anti-alcoholism one. Like, Anti-Object Task Force is a fun, like, ho-ho! But Wasteland of Reality would probably be more, like, better for the character. Like, there's a lot of fun goof 'em up ones I want to do, but this one or Date of Birth Generator, I think I'll go with Wasteland of Reality. See if we can't get our boy cleaned up a bit. There, now I've officially filled the soft cabinet.
The waves are beginning to die down. Look at those little bastards. Simmer down. Simmer down, bastards.
I'm looking for someone else, actually.
Oh? Who?
I'm looking for a suspect who might have stayed in this neighborhood.
Okay. When did this person stay here?
Very recently, over the past few days. She might have arrived on Friday.
Oh. I've been out on the sea for most of the past week. The weather's been good for fishing, so I usually start at 4 in the morning.
Really?
Yes, that's the optimal time. Got to make the most of the calm. I've been sleeping like a corpse after. The sea really takes its toll. Now I'm just waiting for the wind to settle to get out there again.
It's true. My dad and grandpa go fishing at that time when they're at the beach house, and I used to go with them when I was younger and capable of being up at that time.
Sorry I couldn't help you out. Maybe I can help you find someone else.
That's it. I'm not looking for anyone else right now.
Well, how can I assist you then, officer?
Our tenant, the policeman. I hope the waves don't keep you up at night. What can I help you with?
Have you seen a red-haired woman named Ruby around the coast?
Nay, I haven't seen anyone lately.
Okay, but do you know who I'm talking about?
This is my little cinder block town. I know what goes on around here.
She's being evasive. She knows something.
There was a murder in Martinez. She might be a suspect. We would appreciate your help.
Would you now? I know how this world works, and it doesn't work when people tell on each other.
You know something. We're here to help.
Aye, that you are, Dark Omen. Help yourselves and your organization. Have the storm clouds gather on the horizon.
I see. You know something, but you decided not to tell us.
There's not much to tell. People come and go. Now, was there something else?
Not really
I
the
see.
same thing, but that sounds
I
pretty
hope
cool,
you don't
actually.
mind if we look around anyway.
Bit weird, but yeah.
You should look around your shack. Maybe she's rented it out to others too.
By basin, I assume you mean like a river basin or a lake basin rather than like a tub. Or like a fish breeding tank, maybe? If it's a fishery, that would make sense too.
As you look at the floorboards in this corner of the shack,
Oh, yeah,
it's
yeah.
clear one of them isn't quite level with the others. The edge of a floorboard next to it looks scratched.
Move the floorboard aside.
Hollow space underneath the floorboards is dark and damp. You can barely make out the mixture of sand and sawdust below.
What's in here?
Nothing particular catches your eye. Looks like more reeds. There might be something hidden inside the sand, though. Something bad. Someone's night thoughts. A last resort. A bad idea.
Search through the sand and sawdust.
You stick your hand in and start combing through the sand. Dry, not like outside. Fine dust. And then, something hard wrapped in paper.
What is it?
A small cylindrical object. You pull it out. A bullet. A 9mm bullet, to be exact. Fit for all muzzle loaders of that caliber. Like your own Villiers pistol, for example.
This bullet isn't for a breech loader like the murder weapon?
The floorboard isn't interested. Maybe the washerwoman is. You have enough to confront her with. It's extra ammunition. She's locked and loaded, ready to fight some cops. Holding the bullet, you get the feeling this isn't ammunition against you. It's for herself.
Yeesh. Your dad made you kill yours. My grandpa made me gut the ones I caught.
Our tenant, the policeman. I hope the waves don't keep you up at night. What can I help you with?
Why was there a bullet under the floorboards of your shack?
Damn that girl.
And without anger, a long and harsh life has taught her not to buckle under pressure.
A bullet?
Lieutenant turns to you and gives you a little nod, then turns to the washerwoman.
You didn't put it there, did you? She did.
Gone and hid things in there? She's usually a good tenant, and not a stupid one either.
You rented the room to her?
Yes, I let my room to that Ruby girl. As I've done before when she's been in trouble or just looking for solitude. I've made it clear. We welcome all kinds of people here.
When was this?
She came last Friday, left on Monday in a hurry. What has she gotten herself into? That girl.
Yes.
She seems genuinely worried about her previous tenant. She's seen her hiding out from trouble before. But this seems different.
That's for the police to find out. Right then. Please answer each question to the best of your ability. I'm sure we have a few.
You said she left on Monday?
Yes, early with the dogs. Around 8 o'clock, I think.
Is the room exactly as she left it?
I cleaned it, like I always do.
Is there anything else in there?
No,
The truth, sire.
What is she like, Ruby?
she's good company. Knows how to talk to an old woman. At my age, you don't get a lot of quality conversation. So I really appreciate that about her.
Did she talk to you much during her last stay?
No, she was mostly silent this time. Kept to herself.
What do you mean?
She tried not to let it show, but I could tell she hadn't come to fish. Usually she likes to cast a few lines, but this time she mostly stayed in her room.
Why do you think she left the bullet there?
How would I know? She's a gruff one, but not violent. She doesn't go around toting a gun.
You could ask her about your hunch, that it was a desperate measure. See if she thinks Ruby fits the bill.
I have a possible explanation in my mind.
Aye. Do tell.
It's an exit plan.
Exit from what?
The world.
The lieutenant stops writing for a moment. He looks at you, then at the old woman.
No, she's a fighter.
She really believes that.
Did she have any technical equipment with her? Like radio stuff?
Not that I know of, though she was into nice music. She once showed me a few mixtape milieu she'd made. Although I guess she was pretty handy with the mechanical and technical stuff. Even fixed the heater in the shop. You should be thankful for that.
Where did she go?
I don't know. Further up the coast. She tried to leave quietly, but the hinges on that door screeched like a cat in heat. Woke me up. I heard her rushing in those heavy boots, heading up north.
It's a peninsula. She might be trapped.
You'll never find her, you know. She knows the coast like the back of her hand. You only just arrived.
I wouldn't worry about that, man. We are persistent.
Further up the coast we go then.
Are you sure you would rather stay here? Get a nice cozy fire going in the heater? Seems like a better idea to me.
The Feld Electric Mural. You feel like you should go look at it again. Step closer this time.
Well, yeah, it is the only other building we haven't been into.
One thing, officer. If you do find her, please go easy on her.
She really means it. It's an honest plea.
She's a good girl. Whatever she's gotten herself mixed up in.
Not if she killed a dude. Alright, real quick bathroom break. Yeah, but we already knew that. She's got heavy boots with an odd sole on one foot from pressing the pedal on her truck. Be right back. Hello, I'm back. It's me. There's a slit in the concrete here. A sewer?
The light vanishes inside the concrete slit. The structure goes deep under the earth.
What's in there?
Maybe it's just a storm drain for the sewer.
Kim, any idea what's down there?
No idea. Could be connected to one of the buildings around here.
Think we might find Ruby down there?
We might find her down somewhere. There's an old storm drain system beneath Martinez that's mostly collapsed. Revachol sewage system has been built and rebuilt 4 or 5 times now. In conclusion, she could be under any building.
But not in there.
I hope not.
Yell ho into the slit.
There's no echo and no answer.
Finish thought. You're here, by the way, aren't you? Like, I'm not just talking to the void now? Good.
You see a once bright mural towering above you. The signage has peeled off over the years, but you can still make out Feld Electrical R&D. A slogan used to intertwine with the loops a long time ago. Now, only a shadow of peeled letters remains. It says, "Tomorrow is just a whisper away."
Step closer.
Above the mural, a collapsed roof, broken windows set in walls that are cracking and will soon also fall, and the coastal breeze rustling and sighing in the remains of the edifice. Feld Electrical. How ironic. All these dark rooms. Feld Electrical, you only know them as a small company that makes ink cartridges. Looks like they used to be big. There's something in the wind. Sometimes the only way to go forward is to fail first.
Could Ruby be in there?
In there? She could. Or she could be in the identical room over there. Or in that boat shack. In that church tower, maybe.
Why single out this one building?
Oh, okay. Shivers. Impossible. Listen to the wind. So it's an 83% chance because I found the empty traps, heard Lena's true story, reconstructed the execution, confronted the pigs, did the death notification, and found the jacket. Those are a lot of weird...
Even though you're sure you succeeded, all is quiet. There is no cold hand brushing against your forehead. No rustle in the reeds. The wind has died down. The ruin in front of you is silent as a tomb.
What was I even attempting to do here?
Trying to talk to the wind, the city, whatever you thought would happen, did not. And now you're just standing there, in the dusk hour, with your hands fallen to your side. Is trying to talk to the city something you've done before? Is it in your secret repertoire? A trick for when you're out of ideas? A prayer of sorts, to Revachol.
She could be anywhere. How do we find her?
How do we? I was really hoping she'd be in the village. Okay. She's probably north of the village, and this place is a peninsula. We already scanned most of the outdoor areas on our wild cryptid hunt, so we have an understanding of the geography, at least. And then there's the church. We've already searched that and can rule it out. I know it doesn't feel like progress, but exclusion is a step too. Anyway, we do it the old-fashioned way, sector by sector. Go over the whole peninsula, ask the locals, enter the places where we can enter first, like we did in the village.
And if that fails, if we don't find her?
Then, if we're desperate, we can look where we can't enter. Bunkers, storm drainage, this place. I'm sure it won't come to that.
Walk the coast, the old boardwalk, the reeds. You can always come back here and talk to the wind again. Look where it already got you.
Listen to the wind again.
Suddenly, there's a sigh, carried on the molecules around you, moving, flowing from high pressure to low pressure, like that of a woman emptying her lungs. She wraps the collapsing stone box in front of you in her breath, flowing through it.
Where does it go?
In through the collapsed roof, flowing down a concrete staircase to the basement, sweeping away footprints in the dust on the stairs, and then the beach below the boardwalk, its winding tunnels, a whisper away.
What is happening?
She's down there.
Shivers just talked in a different voice. I think she's down there, below this building.
Okay. Why?
Looked everywhere else.
Right. How do we get in there? The doors were on the collapsed side of this building. They're gone, basically.
Finally, my time to shine.
There's a ladder next to the sign. Perhaps we can climb it, enter through the roof?
Perhaps you can climb them. We are not climbing anything. I'm 43 years old, and I plan to live to see 70.
Hey, what's that? Get the fuck down there, Harry. Before you just start climbing ladders willy-nilly. You're like 82 years old, man. You can't be doing that.
An old pipe peeks out from beneath the rotten boards of the boardwalk. Could this be an alternative path into the Fell building? A building like this must have multiple doors, serving various functions. Perhaps a basement access.
Come closer and look in.
Your eyes slowly begin to adjust to the darkness inside the drainage pipe. The lieutenant looks over your shoulder.
What's in there?
At first, you can't make anything out in the darkness at all.
Okay, what else?
As your eyes adjust, you see some trash. Crumpled up newspapers, cigarette butts. Someone has half-heartedly spray-painted skulls on the right side.
And?
And nothing. Broken glass from bottles thrown against the walls of the pipe. A syringe.
Can we get into the Feld building through this pipe?
Given that this isn't a martial arts thriller, it's highly unlikely, and not without risk to our health either. However, the pipe suggests there may be an entrance to the basement around.
It means the pipe must be coming from somewhere in the
The
building.
lieutenant's face lights up. He doesn't usually notice these little things.
And it's right here, a maintenance door.
Points to the rusted metal double door to the right of the pipe obscured by the reeds. Physical instrument, try to pull the door apart!
The metal door
What?
is heavy, and the flaking rust hurts your palms. But, together with the lieutenant, you manage to slide them open just enough to squeeze in.
I got double sixes on a 17% check.
Good work. Shall we?
Go in. Sometimes you're gonna get a real good roll. Double sixes is a natural crit. It's an auto success no matter what. Yes, let us do that. So that'll be the way out. You should take out your flashlight. Okay. This overturned table is covered in orange mildew, rolling with something. This collapse nearly sealed the basement. One can barely squeeze by. Antiquated office furniture. Last century, maybe? Brought down and forgotten so long ago. Old file folders in the cart. Documents silvery with mold. Series of thick, dusty panes of glass. Ooh, intersolary suit jacket. A muted brown suit jacket, perfect for a day at the office or an evening at the cafe. This red rose at the bottom of the left breast's pocket is slowly wilting. +1 to suggestion, dressed for the occasion. The beam of the flashlight, crevice in the wall. Whoa! Stale fabric, smell, and dust. No one slept here in months, maybe years. Revolutionary's hat. Yes. +1 to Mazovian socioeconomics. Friendly neighborhood communard. An Ushanka with the Mazovian logo. A pair of deer antlers on its silvery white front. Your ears feel cuddled and cared for by the state. Yes.
This hat is so soft, so warm. It wraps around your head, and your mind tingles with all manner of socio-economic theory.
This is an Ushanka, right? Pat the hat.
Kraz Mazov would have worn this Ushanka. Mazov knew where to cook those thoughts. That's why it bears a Mazovian logo. Glory to the revolution, comrade. Whether you like it or not, wearing this hat has made you more communist.
It's +1 to my Mazovian socioeconomic thought. Revolutionary propaganda on the bunk bed. Ancient flyers and brochures. These pots and plates are full of dust and spider webs.
A mustachioed and mutton-chopped man, amateurishly depicted, gazes at you with sad eyes. The plaque reads, K. Mazov. There is a spider web in the lower left corner of the portrait.
Dust off the brush the dust off the portrait.
Years' worth of dust is shaken off. The full head of hair, matched by an ample moustache and sideburns, look a bit silly.
Look, Kim, it's Comrade Matsov.
Yes, I can see that. Looks like some communists were hiding out here. They left a long time ago.
The lieutenant does not seem to share your enthusiasm.
Long time ago? How long?
Half a century. This was probably part of the network of defense posts the communards built against the amphibious landing. I think the purpose of this bunker was to produce propaganda. It would have had radio equipment back then, but that's all been looted.
So all these secret weapons caches and secret bunkers.
We have found a lot of those lately. I guess what most people think of as history tends to linger in rundown neighborhoods. Martinez being what it is, no one has gone through the trouble of cleaning up the old bunkers.
Maybe I should move in here. Seems cozy.
I won't stand in your way, but only after we're through with this case.
Could it be connected to the Matsov bust we found in the students' room?
Millions of depictions of Mazov have been produced. They're not all connected. Besides, that looked like some student. The youths always go for this kind of stuff.
Could someone have stopped through here recently?
You mean like Ruby? No, I think we've stumbled on a piece of history.
Well, neat. How do I leave? Ah, there we go. Come on, you can do it. Yeah! That's my boy. That's my drunk boy. Boot prints in the sand. One of the soles appears to be more worn than the other. Okay, we'll just keep going. Something in the air. An unnatural buzzing. Okay, so this way follows the boot print, so I want to go around this way first. The tunnel collapsed. You'll have to find another way to get around. Well, alright then. Fucking fine. Oh yeah, we're gonna find Ruby going this way. It's getting louder, the buzzing sound.
There it is again, like a swarm of hornets buzzing under your scalp. A strange tingling you can almost smell.
Lieutenant, do you feel something?
No. What do you mean?
The pain, a strange tingling?
I don't feel it, but we should still be careful. There were footprints back there. and I'm pretty sure they were fresh.
Hold on, you really don't feel anything?
No, but you are the sensitive one.
It's not a quib. The situation is dangerous.
I saw them too. Footprints with the right sole, smooth and smooth.
Looks like our suspect. If she's in here, we need to plan our next step carefully.
What do you mean?
Once we detain a credible suspect, who knows what the Union and the Wild Pines will do? We'll set in motion events we have no control over.
You will upset the balance of power in Martinaise. The deadlock between the company and the Union will destabilize. Keep calm. Go over the whole situation in detail.
How bad do you think things could get?
Well, we are not responsible for what we can't predict, are we? I don't think the entire city will be razed to the ground.
If you can't predict it, there's nothing you could have done.
Found out Everart's plan to take the harbor. Maybe we should tell Joyce about it?
I leave that to your judgment. You already know what I think about cross-pollinating information like this. It's dangerous, but...
He just can't be sure. Maybe it will yield something useful.
What do you think is waiting for us there?
I think I see a cavern. Maybe more cellars? I think we've been careful enough. We still have the element of surprise.
I wouldn't be so sure. You haven't exactly been sneaking.
Or maybe not. Either way, once we go deeper, there will be no turning back.
Okay, just given that pain threshold talk spoke up, I think we might need to start equipping for that. Oh, and the bulletproof vest is also a good bet. And a little save, just to be safe. Concrete pipe buried in sand and dust. Oop, no, don't talk to Kim. I need you to look in there. A little bit of money.
Suddenly, your entire body is paralyzed. Aggressive white noise fills your skull. A strange pain, like you've never felt before. Through the static, you hear a woman's voice. It's like 1,000 radio stations are being blasted into your head all at once. But her words are the only ones you can make out.
I know you're feeling pretty uncomfortable right now. Don't move too much or fight it. That'll just make it worse. Can't say it's a pleasure, officer. I was really hoping not to make your acquaintance. But here we are.
The voice coming through the whirlwind of pain is not malicious. She doesn't want to hurt you, but she has to. Doesn't wish to hurt you, not according to your ear canals. Wait, no, not even your ear canals. This is going directly into your neural pathways.
Don't cover them.
That's an awful decision.
Oh.
Why would you not want to shield yourself from it? It's an entirely new type of experience. Way worse than all the previous ones. Don't focus on the pain. Focus on doing your job. Tell her she's under arrest.
You're under arrest.
Really now? Check this out.
Turns the dial in her hand.
You're overwhelmed with a new surge of violent static. It feels like a blood vessel exploded in your brain.
What's happening to me?
I'm using a pale latitude compressor. You and your partner have been caught in its field.
The explosion of static you're hearing is the ULAN frequency, blasted from that pale emitter that Angus mentioned.
The saw your equations. It's the Ulan frequency.
Saw my equations? You've been sniffing through my lorry, right? I expected as much. I am a bit surprised you knew what you were looking at. A pale latitude compressor is used to sort of make the pale more manageable. With a lot of these, you can force a radio signal grid on the pale, literally crunch the distance across it. Signals are relayed across a series of repeater stations fixed to buoys. Not a fun job manning those stations. All alone out there in the pale, people lose their minds in just a few years.
So, what we are experiencing is a concentration of radio waves.
He gestures towards something with great effort.
Precisely. This is an industrial strength paraboloid. It's meant for forcing dimensions on something that doesn't have them. Needless to say, the frequencies used are out of this world. At the upper limit is the large prime number generator station. It's used specifically for pale latitude compression. That's why you may be hearing some numbers. But you might also hear, or think you're hearing, local radio chatter.
She's been holed up in here for a while with no one to talk to. Keep her talking, and you just might get an opportunity to break you loose.
How'd you get your hands on this thing?
I built it myself.
That's illegal. I'm guessing it's patented. But we are beyond that, aren't we?
Oh yeah. Way beyond.
She studies her death ray and the law officials trapped in it. Will I stay like this forever?
No. Once I shut down the compressor, the pain will end. It may take a few minutes for you to steady yourself, though. It's a bit like waking out of a very confusing dream.
3, 2, 4, 5, 4, 7,
You experienced the compressor yourself?
Yeah, I stuck my head in there before using it on you. It seemed like the ethical thing to do. Can't say that I enjoyed it. The field was weaker, but I can imagine what you're going through.
This is all great, but let's talk about the man who was killed.
Yeah, let's not talk about that shit. You were hunting me and fell into my trap instead. That's all there is to say about it.
So she thinks of you as hunters, not cops, and of herself merely as prey.
Please, could you just turn it down so I can ask you something?
If you've got something really important to say, you can do it through the white noise.
2, 3, 6, 1, 8, 9, 2, 8, 1.
We're looking for a deal on mattress.
Okay.
Turn this.
Lieutenant clutches his head, grimacing.
God damn it.
She regards you and Kim with sudden sympathy.
Fine. If you really want to talk, I can dial it down. I've also got a gun, by the way.
She steps reluctantly out of the shadows. Pain lessens.
The gun she's carrying is a 2-barreled front loader, not like the murder weapon. Well, it doesn't feel much better, but you can form sentences now. Thinking doesn't seem to hurt as much. Just keep her talking, and you'll get through this. There's only 3 meters between you and the machine. If you keep her distracted for long enough, maybe. Be careful when you make your move. That'll be it for questions. Bide your time.
Oh, I do have a 72% chance of knocking that. How did you know we were coming?
I heard you in the passages, and I've been preparing for quite a while.
By hiding bullets under floorboards?
So you found my shack, huh? I'm not surprised.
Her tone is bitter. She thinks she's been betrayed.
She didn't rat you out, by the way. The washerwoman.
So nice. That's one knife I didn't want to find in my back.
Preparing for the worst?
I was, Before I caught you in the pale latitude compressor. I'm fine now.
That's her admitting the bullet was an emergency exit. It was dark in the shed. The waves outside had calmed down. She looked at the loaded gun. Then she cracked the barrel open and took the bullet out. Not today.
Did you shoot Lily?
No, I didn't do it. I only helped stage the lynching, though I doubt that makes much of a difference to you. Who ratted me out, by the way? Was it Titus? No, he wouldn't have broken first.
You're right, Claudia was the first to share her suspicions.
Oh, I knew the kitten had claws, but not like this. But she couldn't have known I was on the coast. How did you find me?
First guess wasn't entirely off.
Titus and his boys, man. They told us you were on the coast.
Even now, Kim is a paragon of professionalism. He is trying to make a clean cut of telling her she was betrayed.
Well, fuck. Those guys liked me, I know it. If this is what happens to people whom people like...
A dull despair is creeping into her voice.
How the fuck did the rest of you get by?
Wasn't it you who called me the human can opener? It's not personal, I opened them up.
I did, didn't I? Now you've come for me. Fuck them all the same.
That did make her forgive them. A little.
Do it by asking questions, and I have some for you.
Like what? I already told you I didn't do it.
A strong moral compass. She still wants the opportunity to make a case for herself.
Did you say that Lily was a likable person?
I didn't like him. Hardened mercenaries aren't particularly likable types.
Did you feel protective of the Union?
Yeah, sure. And I didn't like Wild Pines sending in those foreign hirelings. Me and a fuck ton of other people around here.
She didn't hate him, okay?
I have other questions.
I'm listening.
Do you have an alibi for when Lily was shot?
Man, I was with the boys the whole night. I hope they at least bothered to impress that upon me.
You did say you left to take a really long leak. 15 minutes.
Yeah, and I'm sure they also made some funny remarks about it. They always do. I've driven a lot of long haul and chugged a lot of beer, man. Can't do either without some power of mind over bladder. And anyway, that wouldn't have been enough time.
Hold on, no one takes a 15-minute leak.
Look, fuck you, man. I might also have stopped by the bar.
She speaketh truth.
Our investigation has shown that 15 minutes was just enough time to commit the murder.
Wow. Now I'm curious. Please, explain.
Look, there's a secret way from the first floor of the whirling to the roof.
Don't know it. But also... the shot couldn't have come from the roof. Or we would have all heard it downstairs.
She has
I agree.
a point there. No one mentioned.
That didn't go super well. You've got to lay something better on her.
You have a gun.
And?
See, it's a front loader. Do you have another gun somewhere?
Sure don't.
A breech loader?
No.
This is such a wipeout.
There's other evidence I want to talk
Yeah,
to you about.
evidence.
Did you leave any flowers for Claudia on the roof?
No. Gifts of flowers and candy aren't really my style.
These weren't just flowers. They symbols of the revolution pushed through the pain.
So now I'm leaving revolutionary symbols around? Come on.
Okay, so you didn't leave the Maybells.
No, I did not.
You're running drugs for the Union. I've been through your lorry.
So, Heart of Gold Tommy fucked me over too. Never trust a musician.
That really comes as a blow to her.
Yeah, I made him talk.
Yeah, that figures. What now? You're going to arrest me for drug trafficking?
You had a financial incentive to kill the merc.
No. Gifts of flowers and candy.
Oh,
aren't really
wrong
my
dialogue.
style.
Man, it's to get away from all this murderous shit that I left Jamrock, my previous employer, for the Union. Lieutenant is unable to articulate his question.
She deliberately avoided naming the mob she worked for. You might be able to find this out later.
I got lucky being a dispatcher. Never had to do any of the really dirty work myself. This gun has only been used for self-defense against serious scum.
Change the knob down just a millimeter.
There. It's going to be easier to reach the machine now.
But you're threatening us with it.
Based on what I've heard about you, you are serious scum.
I wish I could ask you about, do you like to hang out on rooftops?
Who doesn't? Oh, you probably mean Claudia's rooftop. Sure, I've hung out there. She's got this great antenna.
Is that the only reason you hung out on the roof?
The view's pretty bomb, too. But you might say the antenna was the main attraction there, yeah. Along with Claudia.
What's so great about her antenna?
It's very powerful. I used it to tune into RCM frequencies. That's how I knew to be prepared for your arrival.
Are you sure you didn't shoot the merc from the roof?
Yes, I'm sure. And anyway, as I said before, the shot had to have come from afar.
Okay, let's take a step back.
Yeah? Where?
More questions before doing anything.
Ooh, that did help. Who killed the merc if it wasn't you?
How should I know? As I keep saying, he already had a bullet in his head when I got to him, and there hasn't been any useful gossip over the radio.
Those rings around her eyes, her tired voice. She's been staying up late, listening in on the conversations crisscrossing Martinez.
Police radio? You've been following the case?
Who hasn't? You know, I can still see him there, in Claus's room, lying on his side. He was still warm, but the bluish light coming through the broken window made him look as though he'd been dead for a good long while.
What happened Sunday night? Tell me your version.
She eyes you warily, as though gauging your sincerity.
It's okay. We just want to...
He struggles to finish the sentence.
All right, don't kill yourself over it. I was shooting the shit with Hardy and the boys over a few beers, like always. Then Klasha comes in, all pale and shuddering. She sits down with a drink, trying to steady her nerves. So I grab a seat next to her.
Rossi said you knew something was wrong immediately?
No, I really didn't. She's not that easy to read. I just assumed she'd done too much blow. It wouldn't be a first for her. But no such luck. She was in some deep shit. She asked me to come upstairs. The merc she'd been going with was lying on the bedroom floor, dead. I knew she couldn't get the authorities involved, so yeah.
You made it look like he'd been hanged.
How'd you manage to come up with a plan so quickly?
What? No. Faking a lynching was her idea.
Her idea?
Yeah, in cold blood. It really surprised me how quickly she was able to get a hold of herself once we got up there. It was like she was another person. The party girl was gone. She asked me to help her drag him into the shower so she could wind the shower head around his neck. To fake morbidity. Then she dressed him while I went to get the Hardy boys.
Glacia knew exactly what she was doing. You can't remain calm under pressure otherwise.
That's bad that she'd be so calm.
Yeah. I wasn't sure whether to admire her or be disturbed.
Do you think she killed Lily herself?
As I keep telling you cops, we didn't hear anything downstairs. No gunshot, nothing.
But even if this is true, weren't you worried the lynching might lead to...
War? The thought crossed my mind. But the mercenary's death was going to have repercussions either way. Although the way things are going...
She doesn't want to talk about this, but not because she has something to hide. She doesn't want the guilt.
Fuck it. I'm not responsible for these people after what they did to me.
You didn't kill him, why hide?
I saw you roll into town. I wasn't about to stick around for questioning by a goddamn La Puta Madre agent.
What do you mean, La Puta Madre agent?
Yes, you. Everyone says you're his peon, his human can opener.
Oh, fucking hell. Me.
With a sudden sharp pain in your head, you hear the lieutenant mumble something to himself.
Fucking hell. And why me? You hear through the white noise. It's especially bad suddenly. Felt like a vein exploded.
Who's everyone? How do you know this?
Everyone in Jamrock. The cops, the criminals. Why do you think I'm holed up in here with a goddamn death ray waiting for me?
If she knows that about you, she must know your real name too.
Tell me, what's my name? If you know that about me, you must know my name.
Harry Dubois. One corrupt motherfucker with the disco pants and a funny tie. Agent to la puta madre.
Did someone mention a fucked up tie? I call bullshit! You're too crazy to be corrupt!
So she knows your name. That doesn't mean you're on the tape. Criminals make up bogeyman stories about cops all the time.
I'm no one's agent. I don't even know who La Puta Madre is.
Right. Sure. You don't know.
I'm sure I'm supposed to know, but I lost my memory recently.
Yeah, sure.
She doesn't believe you.
No shit.
I'm sure La Puta Madre himself will explain it all to you soon enough.
What did you do to this Madre anyway?
You've been to my lorry. You think the biggest player in Jamrock appreciates competition? And now I have Harry Can Opener in my lair. Fucking Titus.
She's not going to change her mind that easily. She still perceives you as a threat. Wait, one thing. Possibly small, but she said you rolled into town. Was that you singular or plural? She might know something.
When I came to town, was there anyone with me?
Yeah, you had your death squad with you. What happened to them anyway?
I don't know what happened with them.
Sure you do. I bet they're just outside waiting. I guess I'll take my chances.
Who's in this squad?
Well, it wasn't this scrawny dude. You had two guys and a lady. The guys looked pretty buff. The lady wasn't bad either.
What else can you tell me?
One of the guys seemed chipper, a blonde. The other had a brooding something or other about him. And the woman was the only one in uniform. All were carrying. That sound about right?
No idea who these people are, literally. Satellite Officer Vic Mayer looks out of the window grimly, then puts his coffee down and turns to Patrol Officer Miller. We could either take a room there in the Wording or go home for today. Let's go home, John. Nothing's going to happen today, she responds quietly. John takes his blonde wig off. Call Heidelstein. He can give us a ride.
I think I know them. They're in Martinez.
Friction, lock, set.
Don't leave me here! Please leave!
Fantastic. I've got to get on the road. Then you can go find your friends. Unless you have anything pressing to ask me.
Bam! Do it, Harry.
You did it. The compressor lies broken on its side. It's quiet in your head again. It still hurts like hell, but...
You're under arrest.
She looks at the machine, assessing the damage. Her hand trembles.
Oh, fuck it.
She puts the barrel of a gun in her mouth. What are you doing?
Problem solving.
Ma'am, put the gun down. That's not the solution to your problems. You are...
Oh, yes it is.
Convince her to put the gun down.
You should know the words to say. You've been here yourself. So why is it not coming to you?
Why am I standing here like an idiot?
Because you've been going around pointing a gun at yourself, trying to answer the same question in vain. Her finger squeezes the trigger now.
But she doesn't deserve to die like this.
A smirk crosses her face as she watches you stand there, mute. Then she exhales sharply, shakes her head, and pulls the trigger. You watch as her brains trickle out through her neon hair.
Oh god.
Fuck!
Lieutenant stands motionless, watching the blood pool in the sand.
Get a hold of yourself. He needs your support now, too.
Okay, okay. Compose yourself. What do we do now?
We clean up. It may take days for processing to pick up her body. We need to move it somewhere. That tent there.
Now I got her gun too. I mean, I can if you want me to. I'll cycle through the questions and stuff so we can get the same experience and the dialogue choices, but yeah. I can either change my clothes to help with the pain threshold check, or I can change my clothes to... What was the choice for that? Did you see? There is something we can do.
Suddenly, your entire body is packed. It's like
It's
a
okay,
fountain.
we're already in
I
it
know
now.
you're feeling pretty... Can't...
The voice doesn't wish to hurt you. No, buddy. That's not going to help. Don't focus on the pain.
Really now? Check.
Look,
Unused...
the X blasted from that.
Saw... A pale latitude. Signals are relayed.
So...
Precise... At the up...
She's been holed up in here for a while.
I built...
That's it!
Oh yeah. I built it...
That's it!
Oh yeah. Yeah.
That's it!
Oh yeah. Way beyond. Yep.
So she thinks of you as hunters.
Turn!
God damn it. Fine.
The gun she's carrying, well, just keep her talking. There's only 3 meters between you. Be careful when you make your move. That'll be it for questions. Bide your time.
I heard you in the passages, and I've been prepared. So...
Her tone is bitter. She...
So nice. That's one... I was...
That's her admitting it was dark in the shed.
No, I didn't do it. I only helped stage the lynching.
Yeah.
Who ratted me out, by the way? Was it Titus? No. Oh. But she couldn't have known...
Even then,
Well,
a dull...
how the fuck did the rest of you get by? I did, didn't I?
That did make her forgive them. A little.
Like what?
A strong moral compass.
I didn't like him. Yeah,
She didn't hate...
plenty of broken people who don't come with that kind of body count. Besides, I'm listening. Man, I was... Yeah. Can't do either without... Wow. Now I'm curious. Don't know it. The shot...
She had...
That didn't go super well.
And? Sure.
Agreed?
No.
This is such a wipeout.
Yeah. Evident. Who doesn't? The view's pretty bomb, too. It's very powerful. Yes, I'm sure. And any... No. So now I never did understand why when someone... No, I did not. So, part of gold...
That really...
Okay, great. You got into my lorry on your own. What now?
Beneath it, she's relieved Tommy didn't betray her.
No. Gifts of flowers and candy aren't really my style.
She deliberately avoided naming the mob.
I got lucky being a dispatch.
Then, it's going to be easy.
Based on what I've heard about you, you are... Yeah?
More questions before dinner.
How should I know?
Those rings.
What is...
Who had... He was still warm. She sits down with a drink. She...
You made it look like Edwin Hank.
What? No. Yeah. She...
Glacian
I'm just gonna cycle through.
Yeah. As I keep...
But...
War?
She doesn't want...
Fuck it. I'm not Yes. You.
Oh, fucking, it's especially bad suddenly.
Everyone in Jamrock.
If she knows that about you, she must...
Harry, you...
Did someone mention a fucked up tie?
So she knows your name? That doesn't...
Right. Sure. I'm sure La Puta Madre himself will... You've been...
She's not going to... Wait, one thing. Possibly small...
Yeah, you had your death squad with you. Sure. Well, it wasn't this squad. One of the guys... That's...
No, satellite off. Let's go home, John.
Fantastic. I've got to get on... What bunker?
I do.
Don't know anything about it. No one's been around since I set up camp. But I'm sure I'm not the first vagabond to...
Keep calm. Breathe in. After the pain recedes, it's a little clearer. You did it. The compressor lies broken on its side. It's quiet in your head again. It still hurts like hell, but...
See them fireworks, Kim? No, they're waiting in the whirling in disguise, spying on me.
She looks at the machine.
They're worried about
assessing
me.
the damage. Her hand trembles.
Oh, fuck it.
58% chance.
She's truly
Ding!
desperate. She thinks she has no other options. You need to give her options.
What options?
You know.
Maybe I can still talk her out of it?
This is how you talk her out of it. It's the only scenario in which she lives.
Please put your hands up. Just walk away.
She stares at you, frozen, the gun still in her mouth, eyes filled with dark intensity. Then something shifts in her. Gratitude, doubt. She's still ready to go.
You don't have to do this. You're not cornered. I'm letting you go.
Day of miracles. I'll take it.
She runs past you, then past the lieutenant, and disappears into the darkness of the tunnel.
Good call.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm sure. I would have done the same had I not been incapacitated.
I think she didn't do it.
Her tent. We should check it out.
There we go. I don't get her gun now, but I got my own. Cooking utensils. She's prepared herself porridge with bananas. Dark water trails in the distance. There's no way out. Healing item. 8 real. Woo!
The plain red tent stands by dispassionately. It was pitched by practiced hands. She's used to camping out.
Look inside.
The tent looks old, but well maintained. In the darkness of the tent, a rolled up sleeping bag, cooking utensils, some books, and a kerosene lamp. It reeks of cigarettes.
Shine your flashlight on the books.
Assorted soft covers, mostly pulp horror. A motor carriage lies buried in the snow on one cover. On another, a ghost airship. You also see a collection of radio enthusiast magazines.
See anything?
Sift through the magazines.
Rager Monthly, Journal of Material Science. More Technological Digest. One of the magazines doesn't have images on the cover. It's not a magazine. It's a leather notebook.
Notebook?
You pocket the worn brown leather journal. A trusted friend left behind.
We should read this immediately.
Like, right now.
Sure, Kim, let's give it a read.
A thick journal. The cover is worn like someone used to carry it around in their back pocket.
Examine the cover.
It's made of full-grain leather. The lower left corner of the back cover sports an embossed brand name, Schneller. This was important to her when it was still hers.
Unwind the strap.
The journal falls open. About 2/3 of its ruled pages have been filled.
Study the handwriting.
The large cursive of someone who writes quickly and confidently.
Flip through the pages.
It's a mix of logistical notes, diagrams, and personal reflections, all dated.
It's good she left in a hurry. We could learn a lot from this.
What kind of logistics?
Hard to tell exactly. It's mostly noted down in code. Looks like contact information, quantities, directions.
There could be useful information about local operations in those notes. We have a junior sergeant at my station who's good with codes. I can give this to her after we finish this.
What are the diagrams of?
Esoteric radio technology. The most recent ones probably pertain to the latitude compressor, sketches, calculations of distance and density. You make out a familiar spiral shape.
Anything personal?
Short, wry observations of people and places. Probably a way to pass the time on the road. Also, what appears to be attempts to sort through some difficult decisions. There are a few passages with many questions in them. Staff issues. Always tough on the leadership. You smell traces of betrayal.
How far back do the entries go?
The first entry is from August 2nd of last year. It reads simply, I know my position is precarious. All I can do is make myself as useful as I can while looking for a way out. Remember, no one is indispensable.
What did she write the day Lily died?
Nothing on March 4th. March 5th, though, well, that's bound to come back and bite me in the ass. I'm bad at this. Loyal to a fault. But that's another matter entirely. You have no idea what she means. These are personal notes. Don't expect to understand all of it.
Anything about La Puta Madre?
That name isn't mentioned as far as you can tell. Small wonder. Would you talk about La Puta Madre in your journal? You do see an M, though. La Puta Madre. M is mentioned on March 9th and March 15th.
Read the entry from March 9th first.
Great. M's peon is coming to town, no doubt to investigate the lynching. But also, I feel it in my gut to finally put a bullet in my head while I'm napping in my lorry or on a smoke break. Well, I won't stick around just to twist my own neck by constantly looking over my shoulder. Then again, isn't that what I've been doing ever since I got the call? Were you supposed to find her, even apart from the investigation then? On M's request? No, you wouldn't do something like this. This must be a mistake.
This is a coincidence. I would never kill people for a mob boss.
The thought steadies your nerves. The journal stops shaking in your hand.
Read the entry from March 12th.
Been holed up here for 3 days now. I'm used to being alone and all, but I don't know when I'll be able to leave, or if I'll be ratted out. They will rat me out, of course. I've made it a point to believe in the best in people, the boys, for example. But experience tells me, did M feel truly betrayed by me? I was feeling threatened. He'd have to know if he threatened people, they'd take measures to protect themselves. Even I know that. Economic measures first of all. Gotta make a living, right? I can still hear his voice in the receiver. Taste the plastic. The entry ends abruptly.
What's the most recent entry?
The most recent entry is from today. It reads, even when I leave here, if I leave here alive, what's my next move? Staging a lynching is a crime, even if I'm not accused of murder on top of that. Forever on the run. Not really my idea of the open road. Man, I was really looking forward to winning.
It looks like she might have been framed?
That would be a first, or a fourth. But who's counting, he thinks. Very rarely does anyone actually get framed.
If she didn't do it, maybe it's good that we didn't catch her?
I wouldn't go so far as to say that. We have other reasons to arrest her. Besides, I'm not sure her life as a fugitive is going to be much better than with us. Especially if she has problems with the Madre.
Am I really a La Puta Madre agent?
No, I don't think you are. Ask someone in your precinct if you want to be sure.
Who is La Puta Madre?
The head of a major Jamrock gang, specializing in drug production and trafficking. A very bad person.
He's not 100% sure you're not indebted to this very, very bad person.
And who do you think killed Lamarck?
Could have been Titus. Then again...
No one heard the shot.
Maybe there's a Hardy boy we've yet to meet, who acted as his accomplice. Either way, we need to keep an eye on him. One thing is for certain. We have business back in the whirling and rags. Questions to ask. We should get to it.
Remote Viewers Division.
Hell yeah.
It is done. You've broken loose from the confines of modern science and into the vault of extrasensory knowledge from exotic cultures. Mankind has always searched for a means to break the shackles restraining the mind. Some practice meditation. Some take, like, a ton of DMT. You apparently only need to rub your temples, and bam, the ether opens before you, presenting its dark secrets. Entities in the void, making contact. Definitely not just because you're rubbing your temples and talking to yourself.
-1 difficulty to all psyche passives, and -1 drama. Gullible hack. We could stand to be less dramatic. Yeah, that'd be interesting. Alright, I think that's it for today, though. It's lunchtime.